hello and welcome. Hope the microphone's on. Let's see. Good stuff. Welcome on all to the Tip Report. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. It's very nice to see you here. Good day. Who's in? Ewan's in. How you doing, Ewan? Westover 1314. Big John Kopasaki, the wrestler. And Kenwood, my pal Kenwood. How are you? Oh, got a good show today. I'm very disappointed, you know. Very disappointed because up till now, I thought that we had possibly the worst politician in the entire planet. Keir Starmer. A rat. A pinko, homosexual, allegedly. Traitorous dog of a man. Now, I have to admit defeat. We were rather proud that Britain at least was the leader in something, and that's having a ratbag politician. But today I must stand defeated. Defeated. The British pride has been dented greatly because we've suddenly discovered that there is a man in America who's even worse than any traitorous dogs that we have in this country. And his name is Lindsey Graham. I don't know if you know this man. He is in a different league of rapscallion, of scoundrel, of an old-fashioned English word is a bounder. Yep, I think he has taken our crown of having the most rotten politician in existence. Anyway, we'll come to him later. Let's have a bit of scripture first, okay? So we're in the book of Deuteronomy, and we're in chapter 28, and we're going to read a couple of verses here. Verse 43, we're starting. Hear ye the Lord. The stranger is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Amen. And may the Lord add his blessing to this, the public reading of his infallible, inspired, and inerrant word. And if there was ever a couple of verses to back up Christian nationalism, that is them. Remember that. The stranger is within thee shall set up above thee. And going on, it says, he shall become the head, and thou, us, shall become the tail. I give you Minnesota and England as examples. We know the Lord will bless this public reading of his infallible word. Amen. Isn't that the truth, folks? Isn't that the truth? Yep, the tail's now wagging the dog. It's outrageous, but that's what we get. John Kopasakis is absolute buffoon. Born if he was a buffoon, but he's not. He's a dangerous, dangerous traitor, and I'd love to see his bank account. And in actual fact, I'm no one for gossip. We shouldn't gossip. The Bible tells us not to gossip, but I've heard from several people that Lindsey Graham is a wee bit evangelical Christian by day, different story by night. But anyway, that's probably why Israel's got him. Do you know that? The Mossad work in a very sneaky way. They look at people's weaknesses. That's what Epstein was all about. And from what I hear, they have a lot on Lindsey Graham, an awful lot, and it's pretty grim stuff. Anyway, kind of thing that's popular in Thailand. Do you know what I mean? But that's how they get you. If you've got any of these foibles, any of these perversions, they will found out about, and then they will grab you, and then you will dance to their tune forevermore. And I think that's what's maybe going on there. I don't know, because it doesn't make sense. So Mitch Cameron says here, good evening, listening from the road. How you doing, Mitch? God bless you. And Sherry, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah. Anyway, some good news today. A couple of things. I've got a report I was meant to show you the other day on the progress of the thing. But first of all, I want to bring you this because this is really good if I can find it. Please tell me I've put it up here. I've not forgot it. Oh, no. I don't think I've got... we've got a clip here from our boys in the, the Christian defence thing. They've done a really good job, but I don't have it here. I'll need to go and get it. But I'll put something up for you now while we're watching that. This is a wee report from the latest in the chapter house, okay? I may show you the other day. I do beg your pardon, but have a wee look at this, okay? Have a wee look. Here we go, I think. Where we are now, the electricians have left. They'll have to come back maybe in 5 months' time or something just to put the bits and pieces in place once we've got the cladding up. But we've got the electricity done now, and there's 2 kilometres, which is a mile and a half, almost a mile and a half of cables in here. Imagine it, a mile and a half. But you're seeing here, we've got them fitted in here and over there, here. Evidence of you. What's happened here? The loft here. So basically each room has got 4 double sockets. 4 double sockets up here. And the light fittings in, but imagine that 1.5 miles of cables, you wouldn't believe it. Same over here. This is where we store all the rubbish up here at the moment. Did he use any sockets up here in this hole? I don't see any. Up here you'll see lights for various things. We need the security lighting, you know, the emergency lighting, so it comes on, it works in the battery pack. So if there's a disaster, there's signs guiding you out the building, because it's important, because a lot of you guys, you know, it'll be a strange house to you, so you need to be safe. Same in here, you've got the sockets again. There we go. I'm just a wee bit concerned that I don't see any sockets in this top hall. There needs to be a socket. There should be some sockets up in this top hall. Doesn't need to be, but it'd be handy, because if you want a wee light, a wee lamp here or something, so we'll need to see about that. Need to take a note of that. Anyway, come on down, we'll see where we are. Again, more cabling for emergency lighting, which we didn't really think about at the time, but you need it seemingly. You'll see the floorboards are back down again. All the myriad of cables running underneath here. I would never have believed it unless I'd seen it myself. So, as you see, we've got most of the cables in place. In here we've got the cables in place. This is going to be a power shower, so we don't need electrical shower cables in here, but we've got that. Okay, we'll go to the next door. Let's see, coming on now. There's another wee socket there. Light switches are in. Cables here. Cables coming out everywhere now. Let's have a look. So we've eventually finished this wee bit here. With the plastering. It's quite light in here, isn't it? Oh, put a wee blurry so it gets to find its own focus there. You see in here, shower, the copper pipes through to the shower, big heavy cable. Oh, George is on the other side of this. Up here, you see up here, you've got the sunken lights in the bathroom. Look at the cables in that thing, it's unbelievable. And there's the extractor fan that goes up into the loft and then takes it out to the edge of the building and up through the roof. That's another hassle. Every bathroom's got to have an extractor fan by law. So that's other grief. But you don't really think of these things when you're doing it, and then you think, oh my goodness. Anyway, let's get in here. Again, you've got all the sockets in now. Sockets everywhere. Alright, George, we're just popping in here just to see where we are. Oh. This is a really tall room, this. So we've got this all battened out. We've got the copper pipes in. We've got the heavy cable. The shower, that's unbelievably heavy actually. Very heavy, the cables. Heavier than they used to be. And obviously this is the dressing room in here. It'll be quite a big dressing room, the wardrobe's along there. But we're leaving these walls open so we can dress them up, they'll look nice. We're up in the roof space, we've got water tanks and all that stuff put in there now. There's some of the main stuff coming through. And thanks to some very generous donations, we've got the heating thing organised now. There's a lot of the white goods for the bathroom, different bathrooms. Where are we? This wee room here. Again, have a look at this. All these different cables. So that's for light. Then you've got the lights here. You've got the extractor fan again in here. These are all boarded up. More white goods, but yeah, this is going to be a power shower. We've got the shower tray in. We've got the pipes in. So we've done a lot of the heavy lifting. We really have done a lot of heavy lifting in here. So now it's getting the thing dickened up. But as you can see, a lot of work putting these wires in. A lot of work. The boys were here for 2 weeks. That was a 2-man, 3-man, sometimes a 3-man team. They were here for 2 weeks getting this wired. Huge amount. I mean, look at the wires just getting that one socket alone. Look, 4 cables in there, and they all run back to the fuse box. So let's go and have a look at the fuse box. Okay. Look at this. Look at this thing here. I mean, seriously, folks, have you ever seen anything like this in your entire life? Look at this. Look. And that's all going to get into that fuse box, nice and neat. I'm really looking forward to see how to do that. Look in here, just scan around this room. wires, pipes, cables. It's unbelievable. And of course, because we're battening out these walls, these cables will all be down behind the battening. When you come in here, you see we've got the sewage pipes connected up now, up there. As you can see, there's just huge amount of cables. Huge amount of cables. It's unbelievable, isn't it? You wouldn't believe this, would you? What's that there? I see, that's quite nice. That's a fire thingy. Don't know if we can get through here actually. Okay. That's the door for the upstairs family bathroom. Okay. Again, come out here and you can come in here and show them. There's the wires, cables, central heating pipes up there, the white pipes. You've got them running down here. And then that'll go outside to the boiler. And then over to the dining room, the ladies' room. So, cables for wall lights. We're going to have some picture lights up here so we can put some nice pictures on the wall with a nice light above them. Now, we showed some people some AI impressions of this room. Either doing it in half oak, yeah, with either a green or a burgundy or a white above it. But we put it to a vote on the Discord, and the overwhelming vote was full oak panels in here, full oak panels in the dining room. And we'll obviously have a wooden floor, that's why we've done it like this. All the other floors are concrete, but we've done it like this to have a wooden floor, because if you're sitting in here you don't want the cold come up through your feet. So, full panelling. There's going to be a big Gothic fireplace over there. And obviously on this side you've got your red cross going to be in the wall there. Do you see it? Cut out for it. That's going to be the red cross. So what we'll do in here is we'll oak panel this room entirely. Oak panel this room and it'll look gorgeous. We'll have some big pictures on the wall, some shields, some swords, some axes, all that kind of stuff. But what we will do is we'll leave this wall, half panelled. And then above there, white, so it accentuates the red cross coming out. I think if you tried to put that amongst the oak, it would look daft. So that's what we have. But here's we've got a slight problem at the moment because of this war in Iran. Oak panelling at the moment is about £70 a sheet. Pounds, that's sterling. £70 a sheet. We need 75 to 80 panels for this house. I know, it's great, and that's 8x4 sheets. The panels are £70 right now. When we first did the chapter house and all that, they were £55. But when the Ukraine war started, they went up to £140. And now the price of the oak panelling is £70 now. It could easily go up to £150 in the next few weeks. Easily. So that would take our cost of doing the oak panelling massive. Because at the moment the oak panelling's about £5,000, okay? That's pounds sterling, which is about $7,000, $8,000. But in each panel you need to put mouldings in there, and that's solid oak. Those mouldings, they're almost 5 foot per panel. We need 500 yards of that oak panelling. It's £4 a yard, so it's £2,000. So that with the oak at the moment is standing about £7,000, about £7,500 actually, with the VAT and on it. £7,500 now. In a couple of weeks' time, that could be £12,000 to £15,000. So luckily, one of our lads, his auntie, works in the biggest wood merchants in the country. So we can order these now, but we need to pay for them. But they'll keep them for us until we need them, because we've nowhere to store them either, so that was another problem. But that problem's been taken care of. They will store them for us, but we need to buy them now. So we pay £7,500 now, or we pay £12,000 to £15,000 in 3 months' time. It's a no-brainer, so we need to do that. There's one of our members said he's going to help us considerably at that, but I don't think it's fair to leave it all to one person. So we're really looking for folk to dig in deep and try and get this oak panelling done to save us a lot of money. It could save us £78,000. It could save us $10,000. So we need to do that. But that's where we are at the moment. We're really cracking on with the electricians have just left after being here for 2 weeks. So now the plumbers are coming back in to do the rest of it. We're going to do a big pressure testing of the system and get the immerser tank installed and all the rest of it, and then that'll be us, we'll be up and running. So that's all we've got for the moment. It's really all systems go. We should have showed you the immersion tank, but it's lying in there. It's a big thing. It's quite sophisticated, but it means then we can use that in conjunction with a boiler to supply hot water to all the different taps. There's 6 bathrooms in here, can you imagine it? Too many, but my opinion. But Jada Francis says modern houses require that. You need an ensuite and so on and so forth. So we've done that, and we've done it right. So God bless you all. Thank you very much for getting us to this stage. We've still got a fair bit to go, but we're getting there, slow but sure. We've only got one guy here, George, and he's plodding away, and it's good, and it's saving his money. But there's a long way to go. But let's help us get this oak, because if we get the oak, we save money. And I like saving money because I'm Scottish. It's genetic. So if you can help us out, please do so. And I'll give you an update again next week on the progress of the work here. It's a marvellous thing to be involved in. I want to thank every single person who's contributed to it. This is your house. It's not mine. I'm just the foreman on the site at the moment. But it's your house. And let's build it unto the glory to the Lord, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. This is for the Lord, this is the Lord's work, and what a blessing that we've been picked to be involved in it. Marvellous, isn't it? Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll come back to you next week with an update, and until then, remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Do as fault. Am I back on? Aha! So there you go. I meant to show you that the other day. It's coming on, isn't it? It's coming on. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. The boiler's all done now because we had a very, very, very generous donations from a very dear brother. So we managed to get the boiler, the immerser, all the plumbing work done, all the pipes. I mean, you just wouldn't believe the amount. I mean, seriously, a couple of miles of cable just for electricity and hundreds of yards of central heating pipes. But without the generosity of you guys, and there's certain people who, I mean, everybody's valid. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you put $5 in or $5,000. Everybody's contributing to this, and it's wonderful. But God does bring forth some people with the means to really rocket this ahead. And that's the reason we managed to do all that electricity work and all that plumbing work and the boiler and the central heat, all that stuff. It's just incredible. And I want to say, for me personally, but not just me, but on behalf of the order, but me personally, Jim Dawson, to you, thank you very much. It's much appreciated, and it's very humbling to have that trust put in me to get this job done. And I won't let you down. I'll do this. If it kills me, I will do this. So, and it might, because I'll tell you, it's difficult. Other people in the order see the difficult causes. You know, when Jada phones up or Nick phones up or somebody else phones up, I say, oh, I need to go, because every 2 minutes I've got either an electrician or a plumber or a builder. Do you want this here, there? Everything has got to be decided, and it's every day you're making a decision on, does that plug socket go there? Does it go here? Does it go up this high? Does it go down this low? How many's in this wall? It's just constant. And then this carry on with the oak recently, that's been driving me nuts. I've got the quote. This is the quote here from a company called McClair's. So, sheeting. So this is the oak sheeting, okay? So it's oak face, double-sided, MDF board, but oak solid American white oak. American white oak, but I know where it comes from. Turkey. Don't ask me. So it's either £59.65 a sheet, and that is for 18 mil. That's really thick stuff, the stuff we've done the chapter house in. £59.65 plus VAT, which is 20%. I know, 20% value added tax. Where's the value? A con. So it is. Anyway, you need to pay it in this country. It's a law. So that's 60 quid plus £12. So that's 72 pound a sheet. And we need 75 sheets. And then the horrible thing is, you won't believe it. You know, if you've been over here and you see the chapter house, all those squares, those oak squares, you see, if you look carefully, there's mouldings in there to face it off, mouldings inside it. There's almost 5 feet in every panel. Almost 5 feet. That stuff is 4 quid because it's solid white, genuine American oak. Solid. So that beading has got to be done. You've got to do it. You can't do it without it. And it's £4. It's £4. Is it a metre? It's £4 a metre, and we need 500 metres, 500 yards. So, you know, it's a lot of money. It comes up to 6, 7, 8 grand, 8.5 grand. That's British money. So that's about 11,000 US dollars. Now, thankfully, God has brought a man who's a Scotsman, a member of the order, and he said he's going to help to pay for this in quite a sizable way. So, praise God, and we'll see what we do. But we all need to put our hands to the wheel with this. And the thing is with oak panelling, it's not only expensive to do at the beginning. Well, it saves you decorating a house for 50 years, which is absolutely brilliant. Once it's up for hundreds of years. But it's the time. When you put that up and George has got to cut all those panels, all that, it's his professional trade as a woodworker, so he's very good at it, as you've seen, as you've been here. It's hideously time-consuming doing all that. And when he does it with a mitre, so obviously. Then he does it with this machine that's got like a razor on it, like a scalpel, just to shave it so it fits in perfect. It's quite time-consuming. Then you've got to stain it. Maybe a couple of coats. Then you've got to varnish it. You put one coat of varnish on very thin, then you've got to sand it down and clean it all off. And then you do the second coat, you sand it down, you've got to clean it all off. Then you do the third, it's got to have 3 coats. It is monstrously time consuming. But anyway, that's where we are, and I hope you liked that wee thing that you've seen. But thank you, God bless you. I mean, the nasty stuff, the stuff that I was really frightened of, all the cabling and the central heating piping, it's done. It's done. Where it stays now, we're installing the showers, and we've got all the white goods, all the basins, all the toilets, everything. So thank you, God bless you. So well done. Pat yourselves in the back. Great job. Thank you. Who else have we got in here? We got Mr. R.C. Clements is in. Peter Holder's in. Yes. Daniel Turner's in as well. And John Ventry. John Ventry, how you doing? I haven't spoken to you for a while. I heard you're standing for election. I wish you all the very best, and may God's hand be upon you and get you elected. We need good men elected, especially Templar men. That'd be great. Excellent, John. Tom Herdenfelder's in. How you doing, Tom? I love the Priory update videos. Thank you. We'll have another one next week, and we'll have some other stuff. But I'm so glad that all that crazy stuff, because that was the really expensive stuff. I mean, these are skilled men. George, he could do it, but you better get professionals in a scale this size. And of course, you get building wants and things stamped and guarantees. So if there's a problem in 5 years, they're there. And we've only the guy that did the electricity work is genuinely the best guy in Northern Ireland. He's very sought after. He's monstrously expensive, but not for us, because he likes us. Plus, I got my bottle of 12-year-old malted whiskey. It goes a long way, that wee thing. Anyway, he got the guys in, and he's been that last lot they came in there. We paid them. Marion, much did we pay Rodney there in total there just for that? £4,000, about $6,000, and he's got to come in at the very end and put the boxes on and all that, and that'll be maybe another grand. So, maybe $7,000, and that's a full rewire for a massive house like that. That is good value for money, because we priced it up on Google, the average price for rewiring a house of that size, and it was coming in anywhere between £10,000 and £15,000. That's between $14,000 and $20,000. So we've done all right. Well done. And he's the best. He's the best there is. And you get a certificate at the end of it. So excellent. Excellent. Okay. Very good. Everything concerns me. I go. Luckily, I do sleep at night, but I do wake up at 4 a.m. Not with worry. I'm an old guy now. I'm getting older, and I find that I don't sleep. I don't need that much sleep. I fall asleep on the couch normally. I fall asleep on the couch. And I wake up about 12 o'clock and stagger into my bed, and I'm back up again at 4. And straight away, I've got a pad at the side of my bed, and I'm down with the panels, the wood, with the wire, and all of that stuff. But no, the oak. There's two main things now before we finish this whole project. We have the oak panels. They're expensive, but it's also the time and labour involved in that. That is a real nightmare. That'll take George 2-3 months, because we're doing the whole of the lower house, not just the dining room. The whole of the lower house is getting done in oak panels. People say that's a bit extravagant. Not really, because you never, ever, ever have to decorate it, and it's done right, and you can't beat the old oak. It's going to be a wee bit darker than the chapter house. So that's one big thing, and the next big thing is the flooring. So all the downstairs is going to be done in genuine stone, which is quarried in Northern Ireland. You know, the big old-fashioned limestone flags, I don't know if you call them that in America, the big flagstones. Genuine. People saying, that'd be a bit cold in your feet. This isn't a domestic house. Would I have this in my own house? Probably not. Nick Griffin used to have it in his old cottage. Yeah. And I think if I lived in a kind of old-fashioned cottage, I would have it. But it's not a private house. It's not a private house. It's a priory house. It's a religious house. It's a house of prayer and contemplation, you see. So these big old-fashioned flagstones will be down now. Luckily, I, in my usual squirrel fashion, have squirreled away so many rugs, big rugs, talking about 10 feet by 13 feet. And I was getting them. I'll tell you a story about it, actually. Why not? Let me tell you a story about it. There was a Russian guy I knew several years ago, about 6-7 years ago. A Russian guy who lived in Poland, and had a source of these Afghani and North Indian rugs. Now, these are mad, dear. If anybody's into that kind of stuff, rugs, Persian rugs and that, you'll know they're extraordinarily expensive. This guy was getting these really top quality, pure wool, massive rugs. And he said, I can get you them for about £250, £300. I says, what? Because they're thousands. These things cost £2,000 and £3,000. And that's the cheap ones. Anyway, I actually bought off this guy about 20 rugs and put them in storage. They're all protected. They're all wrapped up, protected. They're in storage. So the big flagstones will be down, the medieval flagstone. Remember, the front door is going to be a big Gothic door like the church door. All the internal doors are going to be big Gothic doors with the beads on them and the studs in them. So you're going to walk into this Gothic thing with all these big old-fashioned proper stone, not tiles, not ceramic tiles. These are stone, 30 millimeters. Stone, that's 1.5 inches. Thick stone. Covered them with big Persian rugs, and then the furniture will be on top of them. So, and the oak walls, dark oak walls. And we're going to do coffered. I don't know if you know this in America. Coffered ceilings, you know, you put beams in the ceiling and then big, deep covings around them. Coffered. I don't know if you know this word, coffered ceilings. I'll maybe get you a picture if you don't know what I'm talking about. But it makes the ceiling look vaulted. So it'll look like a vaulted ceiling. Big flagstones on the floor with the big Persian rugs on top of it. The big Gothic fireplaces and all that. It's going to look amazing. So that's the two big things. The two big expenses are the oak paneling and the stone flooring. The stone flooring won't be that expensive because I know a company here who do this stuff. So the stone flooring is going to be about probably £3,500, $5,000. The oak paneling, a bit expensive. And I don't want to wait, because if I have to wait and that price of that oak goes up. In fact, already this woman has phoned me today. I'm waiting on the rep phoning me. He's not phoned me yet. I'll phone him. And saying, the rep's going to phone you. So I'm thinking they're maybe even going to try and bump this price up a bit now because of this war. That happened the last time. We just got this oak paneling in here just in time, and then the price doubled. But anyway, we'll see. So the oak paneling and flooring are the last big things to get done. And we also need to put, we're going to be putting a tartan. Yes, a tartan carpet right up the stairs, right up the hallway, and right up the stairs into the loft. Yeah, tartan carpet. That's no cheap either, but when I say it's expensive, it's a couple of grand. It's nothing like the stone flooring and the oak paneling's the worst. So pray about it, think about it, and we'll get it done. Anyway, moving on. I just love this job. I love it. It's great, and it's amazing to see the thing taking shape. It's just incredible, isn't it? I can't wait till it's all done. Honestly, it's going to be breaking my heart every night going home to my own house when that's sitting there. I might come down here at the weekends and have a holiday now and again. I'll have a holiday in the Priory House. Anyway, John Kopasaki says, Chapter House is making amazing progress. It is, considering it's only one man. Daniel Turner says, I built log homes at Amish in the 90s doing woodwork. And excellent. It's very time consuming. It is. Daniel Turner's here. God bless you, my friend. I sleep in a cot, so I don't say it out of the bed. £100 cot. I'm good to go. 100%. I saw the email with the peat burner. Oh, aye. When I'll show you that. Stopped and donated £100 to renovation. Mitch, goodness sake. Mitch is driving down the freeway and he stopped and made £100 donation. Mitch and Sherry, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. God bless you. The cottage. Let me show you this. Now, this is really gimmicky. Let me just say this first. It's got nothing to do with the Templars, all right? Let's just be honest here. It's got nothing to do with the Templars other than it's a part of the world where we find ourselves in HQ in our beautiful church. In fact, somebody said the other day you can't get knighted anywhere else. You technically can. We have a church in Hungary, in Budapest, which is a Templar church, and we have one in Silesia, which is upper Germany, actually, but the Polish stole it after the war, or we gave them it. Upper Silesia. It's actually Germany. We have a Hanseatic League church here with an actual moat around the church. It's the most beautiful Catholic church. It's the most beautiful Catholic church I have ever been in my life, and it's not been touched since 1540. But what happened is, after the war, because Germany's quite a Protestant country, it was a Protestant village with this beautiful Catholic church. And after the war, when the Polish took it from Germany, the Poles then said, our church is rather old and drafty and cold. I think we'll have the Protestant church, because that was quite a new one. It was built in the 1930s. And the Catholic community then moved into the Protestant church. So we've been there. Very friendly with it. It's the priest is a Monsignor. And that church can actually do knightings. And in Spain as well as an old Templar church. But for now, it's this one. So anyway, let me show you this. Nothing to do with the Templars, but just a bit of kitsch. And it's beautiful. By the way, they're made here. Yeah, look. Can you see it? Look at that. And it comes with some peat. We call it turf. It comes here with some peat, and you can light it, and the smoke comes out the chimney. Look at it. It's a wee ceramic thing. So there you go. Is that not beautiful? It's lovely, isn't it? And who told me to do this? Niall McConnell. He sells them. But he said, Jim, you should sell them to your people because they'll love this, because most people have got Irish descent, or Irish roots, or it just reminds them of maybe the Omagh Park are coming to Northern Ireland. So there you go. Oh, another thing I meant to tell you. Oh, please remember, anybody that's coming on for the night, and remember we're having to pay all this before April, 1st April or something, or 10th April. This time we're going to visit a whiskey distillery, not the one we've been to before up in the country. We're going to the Crumlin Road Jail. They've now in D-Wing got a whiskey distillery in D-Wing. And that's in the middle of Belfast. That's the jail that housed all the IRA and UVF terrorists during the Troubles. And you're under a tunnel and into the court, which is across the street, underground tunnel into the court. And it's right in the heart of Belfast. And they've got a whiskey distillery. Have you booked it?
I'm waiting for the girl, please.
All right.
See if you can book the extra people.
Okay, so we're booked in there, more or less. We're booked in there, and this is D-Wing of the Crumlin Road Jail. I actually spent some time in C-Wing next door. Anyway, and D-Wing was the place where some guys fired an RPG and hit it years ago. Anyway, that's where the whiskey distillery is. That's going to be marvellous. But we're still going to the Omagh Park, and you've seen the cottages there yourself. So there you go. There's a link. I think there's a link there. We'll not get you a link for the wee cottage in case anybody wants one. There is there. Wait a minute. It's pure kitsch, I know that, but who cares? You can't be all serious all the time. This is just, and every time you light the peat, and if you need any more, just tell me and I'll send you some over. There's the wee link. The smoke comes out the chimney. Incredible, isn't it? I love it. I think it's cute. In fact, I won't mention who, but somebody came in my office and has acquired one and said, bill me. So I'll be billing you. Don't worry about that. So excellent. But aye, thanks, Mitch. Mitch and Sherry, you give me a headache. We're rushing here to make sure you've got a bedroom ready for me. Big George is cussing you. He's not really, but we'll have you a bedroom and a shower room ready for me. Don't worry about it. Okay. Right, moving on. We've got some serious stuff to talk about now. Thank you for everybody who gave money to the Christian Defence Patrol Fund. Already, your money has been well. Well, you've seen it. The massive demonstration at the weekend. They're demonstrating outside a farm that's owned by one of the best loved, owned by one of the best loved soap stars of Coronation Street, which is our Dallas and Falconcrest rap and Peyton Place all rolled into one. A woman called Bet Lynch used to be the barmaid in the Rovers Return. Anyway, you maybe don't know it in America. She was very famous, much loved. Well, some charlatan, some flyboy, some fly-by night has bought her farm and he's wanting to turn it into a place for immigrants to live in, a multi-occupational thing. So our Christian Patrol people you help finance and got the cameras and all this stuff for, they launched a big demonstration about it and it went wild. Now, the poor guy that runs that is getting it in the neck. The newspapers are on him, the local political parties are on him, you name it, the radio stations are on him, the TV's on him, he's getting it in the neck. And I says, brother, we did warn you. Just trust in the Lord. He's a new Christian. He's going to church again. So he's all right. He's all right. But rather than stop doing it, this week they've had a great result, and I'm going to show you the video. Because of you, these guys have stopped a child molester doing his dirty business. And this guy, I don't know if we've got it in this bit of film, but in this bit of film at the end, he's arrested by the police. This is your Christian Defence Patrol that you guys financed, that you guys made happen. And within a month, look at this for a result. God bless them. Have a look.
Communications to what you believe is a 15-year-old on Snapchat. We've also got you masturbating on camera. We've got your phone number. We've got full evidence. We've got all the evidence. The police are on the way. You're going to be arrested today. Okay? Step out of the car. You're under citizen's
So this
arrest.
is what we're doing here, Wood. While everyone's messing about, we're out catching monsters.
Okay, mate, calm that down. Let me do it. You need to step out of the car. You're under citizen's arrest. Please jump out. Sir, it's going
Yeah, so you would. There you go. A monster off the streets. He will be arrested very shortly. He's going nowhere. Let me tell you right now.
Like that. Before the police Okay, you need to step out your car. So you've been sending sexual communications to a 15-year-old on Snapchat. Okay, you've been masturbating to a 15-year-old on what you believe is a 15-year-old on Snapchat. We've got all the evidence with us right now. The police are on the way. You will be arrested today. I suggest for your own safety to step out of the vehicle, because that way I can protect you. If you get some vigilantes coming out of these houses right now to grab you, I can't help you. Are they on the way? Go back, go back, go back, go back. Need you to step outside of the vehicle. You're under citizen's arrest.
Oh, you have to go that way.
No, I'll take care of you. You're safe. You're safe. No. You'll be safe. You're okay.
Notice the reg plate, guys. Notice the Tiger 2000. There you go. Now, this is what we've been doing. You think we're messing about in the background doing nothing? We're catching real monsters, mate. I ain't playing no games no more. We're coming for all you wrong-uns, mate. make sure you get the word about. We're coming for y'all.
We've got the paperwork. We've got the evidence over and over again. We've got the logs of all the messages that you've been sending on Snapchat. We've got pictures of you. He's been sending pictures of his penis on Snapchat to what you believe is a 15-year-old. We've got you over and over and over again. We've got a file of evidence. The police have been called. You're on the way. For your own protection, I suggest you step out the vehicle now. You're under citizen's arrest. You're not going to be going anywhere. Get him blocked off properly. Billy, get that car back here. Get it blocked off here properly. Get that car back here now. Put the car here. Put the car here. The people can come and go. Look.
Folks, just to give you a wee... Wait a minute. That's me now. Excellent. And you see, they even had a local Sikh there helping them, because this is a Pakistani in this car. And he's been doing all this filthy stuff. Just the film goes on a wee bit. The police turn up and arrest him, and he has been charged. He's now waiting to go to court to answer for his crime. Brilliant result. Thank you. That's what a few people like us have managed to do. We gave the guys the equipment, we gave them the gear, we gave them the cameras, we gave them all that stuff, and already it's paid off. They have tracked down this guy and caught him and handed him over to the police. Bang, done. Citizen's arrest, blocked him in so he couldn't escape, waited till the police come, grab him out of the car, arrest him and take him away. But you see how respectable those people are as well. They're saying, look, this is a rough area. If these people come out of the houses, we can't protect you. Get out the car. We will take you somewhere safe to wait for the police. Because if the locals come, they local women, they're going to rip you to shreds. So well done. Excellent. Isn't that a brilliant thing? So there you go. That's already paid off. That's already paid off our investment in that organisation. So a big well done to each and every one of you. Thank you. Well done. And again, pat yourself in the back. It's brilliant, isn't it? So there you go. Jamie's doing it. Jamie's the guy's name. He's doing a good job. Mitch Cameron says, best 50 quid ever made this year. Brilliant. Thank you. John Kopasaki says, Templars lead the charge for Christian men to be Christian men again. John, amen. And these boys here are rough boys, and they're only getting back into their faith, and they're on fire. They're not standing in a church. Allah, shallah, balalala. They're not waving Israeli flags. They're not dancing up down the aisles. They're not rolling about and talking in tongues and barking like dogs. They're not doing any of that. They're on the streets where men should be, defending their womenfolk and girls from these filthy perverts. That is what me. So somebody says to me, I'm a Christian. I'll say to them, how's that? So what do you mean? I'm a Christian. I'm born again. You know this, the Protestants do this. I'm born again. I was born again on the 4th of August, 1996 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What do? You say you're a Christian. You have to judge a tree by its fruits. Am I right or am I wrong? You judge a tree by its fruits. You don't judge what comes out of a man's mouth. You judge it by what he does, by his actions. So you say, you're a born-again Christian, are you really? Or somebody says to me, a devout Catholic. Or are you really? Or I'm a devout Orthodox. Are you really? How do I know that? Show me. I could tell you I'm a multi-millionaire, but a quick glance at my bank balance would know that you would know right well I'm not. And if somebody says I'm a Christian and I see no evidence of that, well, show me. And people say to me, what do you mean? When I say, how are you a Christian? Have you been to the abortion clinic lately? No. Are you a part of any Christian group like the Templars or the Knights of St. Columbus or some kind of other group? No. Well, where are you basing this thing on that you're a Christian? There is no evidence. There is no fruit. There's no good fruit. And remember, conversion, my belief in Christ, will bring forth good fruit. And I think what these boys are doing, out in the cold, windy, wet, dangerous, dark streets of Manchester, occupied territory behind enemy lines, arresting Pakistanis for being perverts, sexual perverts, that's fruit. Now, those guys might not know that much of the Bible. They maybe don't know their way about a Bible like other people. They might not know many hymns and spiritual songs, but their fruit is good. And that's how we should judge each other. So God bless you all for making that. Yep, strong men are needed. Jamie's there. Yep. He wants to put a wee link up there. Let's give a bit of encouragement. Absolutely great. So let's move on to the elephant in the room. What's been going on in this madness, which is the Israel-Iran war, with Israel using America as a proxy force, just the same way as Iran uses Hezbollah as a proxy. Israel is using America as a proxy. Again, the tail is wagging the dog, rather than the dog wagging the tail. And that's what's annoying so many people, because everybody knows this is Israel's wars. And Israel's objectives are not the same as America's objectives. Israel's vision of victory is not the same as America. Now, is America winning this war? Militarily, 100%. Who can stand against America? It is so far advanced in terms of military capability in any other country. It's unbelievable. But you can win the battle. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the war. America utterly destroyed Vietnam. Didn't win the war. America and Britain utterly destroyed Saddam Hussein in Syria. Did we win that war? No. We utterly destroyed the Afghan forces, but did we win it? No, the Taliban's running it. And it's the same. So what does it look like? We utterly destroyed Syria and Iraq and Somalia and all these places. But did we actually win the war long term? No, we didn't. And I don't think it's going to be any different here. Because their idea of victory and our idea of victory is different. They just have to survive, and that's victory for them. Now, I want to give you a scenario, folks. It's true that not most people, but a huge chunk of the Iranian 92 million population did not like the regime. Not the majority, as we're told in the Western media, but a sizable minority, maybe 30% of the people in Iran. So that's 30-odd million. That's 31 million people did not like the regime, okay? Wanted rid of it. 60 million were okay with it. Just let's get that right. That's the reality. However, you are an Iranian and you want rid of the regime. So let's just paint a picture here. Can you imagine the next election, Donald Trump loses, and somebody like, I don't know, say Harris or Hillary Clinton gets in power. Now imagine she's in power for 10 years and the left go mental in America and all the right-wing people have been abused and we're all under a lot of pressure and the country's ruined and it's terrible. And somebody like Russia comes in and says, we're going to free you from this tyranny because, say, the left-wing government in America is actually starting to kill patriots, actually massacre and murder patriots and putting us in FEMA camps and all that. That's serious, okay? And somebody like Russia says, no, we don't want to see this. We're going to come in and help the American patriots. We'd all be like, yeah, come and help us. And then what happens? Every night we're watching Seattle, Washington, New York, Houston, San Francisco. San Francisco would be okay with that. But, Kansas City getting massively bombed from the air. Civilians getting killed left, right, and centre. A school with 160 kids killed. Now Donald Trump says it was the IRG, the Iranian Guard. No, there's film of it. It was an American Tomahawk missile. Nobody denies that now. It's a fact. 160 kids, young kids between the ages of 6 and 12 killed in that school. How would you start feeling then? Okay, you hate Clinton's regime, and it's horrible, and Russia's trying to help us. But by helping us, they're bombing every single one of our cities. And they bombed a school and killed nearly 200 kids. How do you think we would feel? Would we still be rooting for Russia to come and save us? No, of course we wouldn't. And that is what's happening there. We are strengthening that wretched regime. Strengthening them. It's not going to be any uprising. The people are now buckled down and saying, we hate the regime, but we have to defend our land. See you later, Marion. And you would do the same, and so would I. And that's what why would you think they'd be any different? But the war is a very strange thing. And what we've also found now, this is going to change geopolitics forever. And I don't have the time now to get right in it because I get wrapped up with other stuff. But we absolutely, and this is the opinion of very learned people in the Templar Order, we are now seeing this is the beginning of the end of American hegemony. Okay? This is the end of the American empire. Just as the Roman Empire went, the British Empire went, every empire goes, this is the start. Why? Because I'll tell you what's happening. Russia is openly supplying the IRG with serious weaponry and intelligence and electronics. China is openly, I don't mean openly like me and you see it, openly that everybody, the intelligence, the British and the Americans know exactly what's going on. China is openly supplying the Iranians with high-tech stuff. Openly. More or less saying, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So Russia and China are flooding stuff into Iran and saying to America, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to attack us? Don't think so. So the bluff has been called. The bluff has been called. And the damage to the other Gulf states who, and I'm going to tell you this is the truth. Now, you maybe not getting any of this in America, but I hope you trust me to tell you the truth, because the amount of garbage that's flying about on the internet and lies is nonsense from both sides. So we only report what we know. What we actually know. The Gulf states are not happy because many of the Patriot batteries and systems were taken away from protecting the bases in these countries and moved to protecting Israel. And people like the Qataris and the Saudis and the other people are saying, hold on a minute here. We allow you to put your bases in our countries because you've told us you will take care of your security. And of course, they became second-class citizens to Israel. And Arabs don't forget that. They're like, what's going on here? So I think a lot of these bases have been destroyed. They won't be getting rebuilt because these people have said, no way, this is outrageous. And it is outrageous. Come on, it's outrageous. But the other thing that's happening is the main oil processing facility in Israel, the main one, that's 70% of it's diesel, kerosene, and petroleum, 70%, that is offline. It's offline to get hit the other night. The Iranians actually hit it because they're using Russian and Chinese technology now, and satellite information and intelligence, all the rest of it. This is no longer a bunch of bearded crackpots up in the mountains firing rockets willy-nilly. This is very targeted and very serious. So they've knocked out the main oil processing centre now in Israel. They've knocked out the big one in Qatar and Oman. They've knocked out a big processing plant also in Haifa, Israel. They're knocking out things left, right, and centre. And now they've hit this morning. They hit two ships in the Strait of Hormuz area. In fact, a wee bit further away, but anyway, in that area, they hit two ships. And the insurance companies are saying, no way. So this is really serious. But the most serious thing I want to tell you about, I need to hurry up because I don't have much time. I've got a couple of films to show you. And this is absolutely genuine. Absolutely genuine. I'm pretty sure you won't have heard this. Not in reality. Unlike most people, very few people would flatten a civilian building to get to their enemy. The Israelis have no problem doing that. They bombed central Beirut today, a Christian area. They bombed a central Beirut today, a Christian area, not a Muslim area, not a Hezbollah area, a Christian area, because they suspected that Hezbollah were underground in one of these tower blocks, and the Israelis took it out, no hesitation. So the Iranians have done the same on this occasion. The other day, what day is it? Thursday. So I think it was Monday. They took out with two hypersonic missiles. The first one took out this downtown, and this is in Tel Aviv, a downtown apartment building, a big apartment building. Not many people in it, to be honest with you. But anyway, they took that building down. Then they sent the second hypersonic in to hit the bunker, which was underneath it. What is underneath there? An Israeli intelligence operation. The main operation coordinating a lot of stuff for the Air Force and the Secret Service. So here's the problem. How on earth did they know it was there? Because they're not that clever, the Iranians. They're clever, but they're not that clever. They're not stupid, but they're not that clever. How did they know that was there? And secondly, how on earth did they manage to do such precision targeting of that? And it's done some damage. It's done huge damage. It's took out a lot of very serious players in the Israeli military. How did they do that? Do you honestly think Iran done that themselves? I don't believe so. Now, what I'm saying to you now is conjecture, but that's true. What I'm saying to you now is conjecture. Because on the internet, you'll see some stories that nobody's seen Benjamin Netanyahu for 4 days. Well, they haven't, but I don't think he was killed in that. I think he might have been injured, but I don't think he was killed in it. So what I'm saying now is conjecture. I believe they could have only done that with the precise weaponry. First of all, the precise intelligence and the precise weaponry that either Russia or China must have provided them with that. They must have. And that's a serious blow. That's a big, heavy-duty thing. That's no playing about anymore. That's serious stuff. There we go. Yeah. So that's serious. And that actually happened. That's not propaganda. That's not spiel. That serious hub of the sort of war command was hit. And how could that be? I mean, Iran should not have the capabilities to do that, but they did, and they have, and it's done. So let me just show you some stuff, because what we're finding now on the internet, even X, everything's being suppressed. The Israelis have arrested camera crews. You're not allowed to film anything in Israel now. The damage in Tel Aviv is very, very severe, and other places like Haifa. I'll show you some of these quick films because we need to crack on. Have a look. Serious stuff, but it's very hard getting footage out, and they are arresting foreign camera crews. It's really getting tight. But here's Haifa oil distillery, oil place, you know, the refinery, that's the word. Here's Haifa oil refinery just the other night.
Footage captures the exact moment when 2 Iranian missiles struck Israel's Haifa oil refinery. The missiles moved so fast that Israel's defense systems struggled to intercept them, and explosions lit up the night as they detonated near the industrial zone. Iran claims it used Khaybar Shakan ballistic missiles in direct retaliation for Israeli strikes on Tehran's oil depots and refineries.
Iran says there, Israel sent the repair bill to the USA. You better believe that's exactly what they'll do. But it's no matter that, they've got this new, they're bringing out, everybody's saying, oh, they're depleted, they've no rockets left now. Nothing can be further from the truth. They get rid of all their old technical stuff. Now they're bringing out the really fancy stuff. And some of these missiles, and again, I don't think it's their technology alone. I think it's other people's technology. These hypersonic missiles are coming in and changing direction, which is quite unheard of. Quite unheard of. They're actually coming in at supersonic speed and changing direction. It's heavy, heavy stuff. But again, China and Russia are using this conflict now as a proxy war, just the same way as we, Britain and America, are using Ukraine as a proxy war against Russia. Now they're using Iran as a proxy war against the West. How could it be anything else? Anyway, have a wee look at this. This is that was Haifa. Here's another bit of the damage here as well. Have a look. It's not it. Yeah, that says it. What's happened to the music? Why is that muted? How odd. Anyway, I don't know why that was muted, but yeah, so there's 40 waves of missiles has been fired in less than 2 weeks. 40 waves, and there's hundreds of these missiles and drones in each wave, hundreds of them from Iran. But Hezbollah last night fired 150 missiles into Israel as well. And now we've got some other proxies in northern Iraq hitting American bases, hitting hotels and all this stuff. 150,000 people have left in a week. They've left Israel, mainly from Tel Aviv and Haifa, in a week. 150,000 people. And the only reason it's not 250,000 people is because the airports are closed. The Israelis are trying to shut down the country because not everybody, but hundreds of thousands of people are trying to leave. Bibi Netanyahu has also called up another 150,000 reservists. There's 30% of them not turning up. It's not turning up, not showing up. And the other day, there was huge demonstrations in Israel. Again, media blackout, social media blackout. And not only that, X is part of it. Because yesterday, I put 2 or 3 videos up that I verified. I made sure they were not Grok. I made sure they were not AI. I made sure they weren't from 5 years ago. Absolutely up to date from sources that we have. We have sources. And we got these sources and we put them up. Bang, they were gone. Now, we didn't get a warning saying this violates community standards, anything like that. No, just gone. Just gone. Just took off X. And if you go on to X today, you'll see so many accounts have been banned. So many accounts have been taken offline, the whole account, for putting this stuff up. That is the power of the propaganda weapon at the moment. Nothing has been allowed out of Israel, so we don't know what's happening. But I can tell you this, America is pummeling Iran, absolutely hammering Iran with attacks that the world has never seen before, as Donald Trump says. The world's never seen this before. He's right. The world has never seen an attack like this, but it's not stopping them. And what does victory look like? These guys are going to live in the caves. People understand these are religious fanatics. We should understand that, being Templars. These are religious fanatics. They're not going to give up. They're not going to. And what does victory look for them? Victory for them is just, we're still here. What does victory need to look like for America? But I told you the other day, I made a prediction that Donald Trump in the next few days will just say, we've won. That's it. It's all over. What a great victory. It's the biggest victory the world has ever seen. Nobody's ever seen a victory like this. And I, your president, have gave you the biggest victory in America's history ever. Right, what's next? And move on. That's what will happen. Because you need an off-ramp for this. This needs to stop. Because how can you win it? Bonkers. And let's just pray to God that like Hagarth or Hergest or someone that's not mad enough to put boots on the ground. Because I do not want to see any young Americans there. Because as soon as they go, the British will go as well. But I don't want to see British or American young men or women on the dirt of Iran or Iraq. To hell with a lot of them. And I mean that, to hell with a lot of them. This threat, I said to a guy the other day, what was the problem? He says, well, America was under immediate threat. What from? They didn't have a nuclear weapon. Even if they did, there's no rockets to fire a nuclear weapon to America. Israel was under immediate threat. Yes, Israel was under threat from Iran. Absolutely, 100%. Israel is not the US of A. It's a different country in a different part of the world. So America was under no threat. Israel was. But as Lindsey Graham says, and he says it regularly, he is Israel first. Deport that bum. Send him to Israel. He's a traitor. He's a no-user. Israel first. Any American that says that, and he would fight to the death for Israel. Tommy Robinson said the same, and I notice he's in America. Any person who says they're a patriot and says that shouldn't be in that country. They should be deported to the country that they're going to die for. I say Britain first. I say America first, because that's my two loves, America and Britain. If I had to say Israel first, I would expect people in this village to come around and beat me up. It's ridiculous. You can only be loyal to one master, and you take an oath of allegiance to your flag. This is my flag. And you guys, America, you take an oath to your flag. This flag. That's it. That's it. That is it. We take an oath to our own flags and we defend our countries with our very life, not a foreign power. And anybody who does that, there is a reference for that. It's in the Bible, and it's in the dictionary. It's called traitor. You're a traitor if your allegiance is with another country. And I don't care who that other country is. It's no good. There we go. Russian hypersonics. Mitch, they must be. There's something like that going on. I think they need the little backup procedure. That's what they're doing. It's crazy. Our Clements is saying, wait a minute. You're not stopping me as long as I'm still breathing. Absolutely. John Copper says it doesn't matter if the threat was imminent. Do you keep them stocking up until they're too strong to stop? Don't be ridiculous, John. It's Iran. It's Iran. It's a third world country. It's a good third world country, but still a third world country. And Iran had no intentions. Listen, they want to wipe out Israel. That's a fact. They want to wipe out Israel. They shout death to America, death to Britain. They do all that as the great Satan. They do all that. All the Arab countries do that. Not just them. All of them. And the only people who have actually attacked America in any serious way were Saudi Arabians. You remember? Twin Towers? Saudi Arabians. Simple as that. It's nonsense. This lie that Iran would pose a threat to America is utter nonsense. Complete and absolute nonsense. It's just not true. It's not true at all. And they're not a warlike people. They've been going for 4,000 years. In the last 500 years, I don't know anybody Iran has attacked up until very recently with the whole Israel thing. Other than that, they're one of the most peaceful countries on the planet, ever in history, ever. We can't say that. Certainly no British or Americans. We can't say that. But it's all nonsense. But it doesn't matter. The West needs an off-ramp, and an off-ramp pretty damn quick, because it's getting crazy. Anyway, yesterday there was a funeral. It's one of these kind of strange, kind of Orthodox Catholic type things. This is a priest that was killed by an Israeli missile in Lebanon, because Christian villages are getting flattened. And the last Christian village in the West Bank in Israel was recently destroyed. Last Christian village in the West Bank destroyed. But this is in Lebanon. And I put this up on our X channel, and every single comment was Americans saying, yeah, it must have been Hezbollah. They must have been hiding in his church. Blah, blah, blah. This is what they said when Israel blew up the third oldest church in the world, an Orthodox church, which was in Gaza. This is what they said when two women in a Catholic church in Gaza were hit with snipers in the head in a Catholic church. Did they think they looked like the Hezbollah or whatever, other mob that was there? These are women. A woman and her daughter had their heads blown off. And every comment is always the same. Oh, it must have been Hamas or Hezbollah or whatever. Everybody's making excuses for this. Why? Because in many people's hearts, Israel comes before our own Christian people. And then sadly in the West, brown Christians Brown Christians, Arab Christians don't count. Still back Israel because they're Arab Christians. Let me tell you something. Jesus Christ came from that community. Jesus Christ was not my colour. He was slightly darker. And for any Christian to say, well, they're Arab Christians, who cares? I care. The blood of Jesus Christ is applied to my heart, just the same as it's applied to a Palestinian Christian's heart. Okay? So I really get annoyed when I see Christians being killed by Jews. Called me old-fashioned. But here's the funeral yesterday of this very brave and decent priest. By the way, that guy, that priest, he was a lovely singer. He was singing in Aramaic the other day. I watched him the other day in his church singing in Aramaic, and then a couple of days later he's dead. It's really shocking. And Ewan says they're dispensationalists like that nutter Lindsey Graham. They don't consider Roman Catholics or Orthodox as Christians. You're right. And they don't consider Calvinists Christians either. I think the only people they hate more than Roman Catholics, serious, and I'm being serious because I know these people. I'm surrounded with them. I come from that background, Protestant world. Their absolute most venomous hatred is for people like me, Reformed people. They hate me, number one. Reformed people, number one. Number two is Roman Catholics. Number three is Orthodox. They hate my people much more than they hate Roman Catholics and Orthodox. That's a fact. Because we're sort of from their world and we don't like them. We don't hate them, but we don't like them. And we call them out for their lunacy because they're mad and they don't know the Bible. But yes, they hate Calvinists, Reformed Protestants. They hate Roman Catholics and they hate Orthodox. That's a fact. But they love Israel. It's madness, isn't it? It's madness. And I'm going to show you one wee last thing. I know we're way over time. I hope you don't mind. But I'm going to show you one wee sweet story. And this is what I like about a lot of American countrymen. This is a man who found a wee kitten, frozen stiff. And it's just a heartwarming thing. And then I'll come back and then we're going to finish off with a beautiful, beautiful hymn sung by Loretta Lynn of Only a Coal Miner's Daughter fame. But she's singing a hymn in this one. But let's watch this wee cat first. It's so sweet. Have a look. This is nice.
I found this cat like frozen stiff in a puddle of water. The dogs found it. It's barely moving. I'm going to try and heat it back up and see what happens. It's starting to come back moving around. It's starting to move now. I've been putting it next to the wood stove and drying it off as I can. Starting to make some meowing sounds too. Kind of coming around. Starting to track things and, you know, set itself upright. It's been an ugly journey though. It's finally coming around, you know. Seems to be snapping out of it. Starting to track things and right itself, you know, when I lay it down. Hard to believe that thing, they really do have 9 lives. I found this cat like frozen.
That's me. Now, we can talk about big things and politics and wars and all the rest, but you know what it boils right down to? And I think of Francis of Assisi with the animals. And it boils down to wee things like that. You know, I've got that wee dog of mine, that wee Holly, wherever she went. You know, wee dogs, and I lost my cat this last year. But when you have a wee dog or a wee cat or a wee creature like that, that's real life. That's humanity. That's humanity. And I don't understand people who are vicious and horrible to animals. I really don't. And I bet you Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't have a dog or a cat, that creature. But it's just lovely, isn't it? That story, that man nursing that wee cat back to life. And that's what it's all about, because as Christians, God gave us dominion over the animals. He gave us dominion over them. That means we need to care for them. Yes, we can eat them, but we need to care for them and love them and nurture them. And even our beasts that we use just for eating, we have to take care of them as well. And all these animal rights people say, oh, it's cruelty. Listen, I live in the rural area. My neighbours are farmers. I have never seen love like these guys. We've got a guy out the road, Robert. He's almost in tears if one of his cows takes ill. He loves them. And that's what being a human is all about, having some tenderness and love. Okay, that's my opinion on it. So I hope you liked that. God bless you all. It's lovely. Anthony says, proud Americans with our Ulster roots. Good man yourself, Anthony. Remember nice temper international. Excellent, the Christian Nationals Party. Anthony, God bless you, sir. You're more than welcome. A good Armagh man, absolutely. Right, I'm going to leave you now with this beautiful hymn. It's one of my favourite hymns that I sang at Glastonbury on top of a hill with this woman, this Christian woman's house, an old woman. And she had a big cross at the top of the hill behind the house, spotlit at night, so it would shine down on the 200,000 at the Glastonbury Rock Festival, demonic thing, the Black Pyramid stage. Anyway, she woke up one morning and cut it down. So we all got together with a tractor, and we got it back up, and we put steel staves in it, got the lights back on it, and we sang, we stood around it singing this hymn at the top of our voices. I'll never forget it. The woman's dead now, God rest her. But I'll never forget it. It was a wonderful sight. And we sat in bales of hay that the farmer took off his truck, and we had some fresh homemade cider in the sun as we looked down on 200,000 pagan reprobates way across there, and we sang this hymn. So I'm going to leave you with it. God bless each and every one of you. I really mean that. I've enjoyed myself today. Sorry I went over time, but I shall be back with you on Sunday if the good Lord preserves me. And you take care of yourself, and until we meet again, remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Dus Volt.
Right now, our hymn for the day, and this is one that we receive hundreds of cards and letters for each week. We call upon Loretta Lynn to do How Great Thou Art.